Anyway, welcome everybody. It's lovely to see so many people here. I'm going to provide a brief overview of the third sector asset transfer process for you today. So, here we go. This was adopted as policy by the Council in September 2012, and it's produced with the aim of supporting third sector organisations to own assets and to deliver services that will assist with the delivery of the Economic Development Action Plan. Another mouthful for you. And it's also to improve the way the Council works with the third sector to develop better ways of providing services. So what's in store today? We're going to look at the benefits of asset transfer, a brief overview of the application process, the application form that Finlay raved about before, how we score stage 1, how we look at your business case, and then stage 2 scoring and the decision-making process. So, what are the benefits of asset transfer? Well, first of all, nobody wants to lose a community facility. Transferring assets provides an opportunity to develop and improve local services. Our internal review processes identify buildings and land that have the potential to benefit the community. So, for example, if a pier was transferred to a community organisation, they could provide water sports. It produces a facility in the community, but the added cost of that is that it can actually increase tourism to the area and improve the economy of that particular organisation and of the area that you operate from. Improve community services, what do you think? Well, this would be down to you. We would want you to respond to what the community tells you what they need. This isn't driven by the council, this is driven by you as community organisations. Improved asset management. Rather than have an underused facility and you've got this brilliant idea of what you can do with it, it's got to be better. You can bring your alternative uses in, you know your community best. And finally, what's the opportunity for the third sector? Owning an asset gives you an opportunity to generate an income and to become independent of grant funding. And how many of you spend your life chasing funding to keep your projects going? So I'm going to move on to the process. Details of available assets are advertised on the council website and we'll invite expressions of interest. So before I move on, as Malcolm said before, we had an inquiry for a particular asset that hadn't been identified for transfer. So what if the asset you're interested in isn't advertised? Quite simple. Drop us an email. You've got a little brochure in your pack to that address and we will start the internal review process to see if that is potentially going to be available. If it is, we'll link it into our system and we'll advertise it on the website. This is an example of what you will see on the website. It will include the condition. It's not very clear. There will be handouts, I apologise, at the end of the sessions. We'll pass them round for you. It will tell you what the asset's currently used for, what its potential uses are, and also what the annual running costs are based on the existing processes that are undertaken in the building. And there'll be a closing date for expressions of interest. So you register an interest online, very simple, very high tech, a very simple form. Once we get this, then a member of the team will contact you. You can download an application pack or alternatively we will print off a hard copy and send it out to you. I'm really simplifying this for you. The application form in your pack, very, very intense and complicated if you've already had a chance to look at it. This is stage 1 of the process. Every application will be assessed independently and the same standards applied. So we've got a fair and transparent approach. This is a social enterprise team, quite a motley crew, eh? So When you express an interest in an asset, one of our team will contact you to arrange to discuss your project and see what we can do to be of assistance of you. And we will be there to provide support throughout the whole application process. So, we don't want you taking on what you believe to be an asset and it turning out to be a liability. So we've designed the application based on 5 important factors. The first one is the capacity of your organisation. And we will look at your management structure and the relevant experience that you have within your organisation and identify any gaps that you may have that need to be built upon. We'll look at how you run your organisation at the moment, day to day. What expertise exists within your organisation that you can draw down and use? Suitability of the asset. Why do you want ours? Why do you want that building or piece of land that we've put up? Does it fit your purpose? Will it help you to deliver your project? A big factor is risk, isn't it, for everybody, for yourselves as organisations and for us as a council. We will advise you to seek professional advice and guidance throughout the process. Make sure that you've got all your relevant policies in place, health and safety, child protection, etc., whatever applies to your project. We'd want to know if there's going to be any impact on local businesses. We'd want to look at your monitoring evaluation methods to see, are you checking things are on course, or are you going to get there? If there are any challenges or barriers that appear, have you identified them and what do you intend to do to overcome them? Social impact's a big one, isn't it? Have you consulted with your community? Have you brought them on board and have you got their backing? Financial sustainability. We will want to know what your initial financial proposals are for acquiring the asset and for the initial development of it, and then to see how you'll ensure the long-term sustainability of the project through income generation. Throughout the process, we're going to encourage you to keep a realistic approach. Everybody needs aspirations, don't they? It helps us grow, but be focused. Don't let your imagination run away with you. Yeah? Getting what you actually need is the priority here. So back to the process. The application forms are completed and returned to us, and they're evaluated. This is done by 2 council officers and an independent verifier. The results are reported to an assessment panel, and their report will be considered by the local area committee. You'll be notified of the outcome. Hopefully, the decision will be to proceed to the next stage of the process. This is an example of the scoring mechanism that we use, and this is applied to every application. It's based on the 5 headings in the application form. You'll see weightings are applied to determine the outcome. And the highest weighting in this is financial sustainability. As I said earlier, we don't want any organisation to be acquiring the liability. It is to be an asset for you. So, hopefully, you're on to stage 2. Again, we will contact you, make another appointment to come and see you, and give you feedback on the evaluation from your stage 1 process. At this stage, we're going to require a full business case from you, and that is to evidence the robustness of your project. We'll signpost you to organisations who can assist you with producing this, and you will be given a deadline to submit the business case for us for evaluation. So what happens? The social enterprise team and an independent chair will look at your business plan, assess your project, and they will produce a report from that meeting with qualified recommendations that will be given to an assessment panel. At this stage, there may be a little bit of room to manoeuvre to extend the process. You could need to fit in with funding deadlines, or you could be waiting to ascertain planning requirements. So we will be flexible on this. Again, as with stage 1, this is a stage 2 scoring. The same headings are applied. Still a high weighting for financial sustainability, but you'll notice that we've increased the weighting for social impact, because by this stage your business plan will provide more detail on how your projects will meet the needs of your community. So your report's submitted to the relevant area committee with qualified recommendations. Again, it's a horrible expression, isn't it? If a transfer is not recommended, you will be notified at this stage. Where the area committee support your request for a transfer, then it will be passed to the full council to make a final decision, and you'll be advised of the outcome. If approved, our legal services will do the business and transfer it, and you will be the proud owner of a council asset. A lot of hard work, but I'm sure you'll agree it will be worth the effort. So thank you for listening.